So, you're selling your home. Think about that beautiful chandelier you spent a fortune on. Can you actually take it with you? The answer might really surprise you, and honestly, it could be a mistake worth thousands of dollars. Today, we are diving deep into the tricky world of fixtures versus chattels to figure out what's legally part of the house and what's yours to keep.
I mean, it seems like a simple question, right? It's your house, it's your stuff. But the moment you attach something to that house, the law might see it in a totally different way. All of a sudden, your personal property could legally belong to the building itself. So where on earth do you draw the line?
To get to the bottom of this, let's follow a story. Let's meet Rupert and Ruby. They've poured their hearts into making their house a home, and now they're selling. They're looking at this exact puzzle, and by helping them figure it out, we're going to get the answers we all need.
Okay, so let's really step into their shoes for a minute. Rupert and Ruby have this list of things they've added to the house over the years, and every single item is a question mark. And each one could mean a big financial hit, or, even worse, a major fight with the buyer. And we're talking about a whole range of things here, from the carpet under your feet to the spa out in the backyard. In the eyes of the law, is a fitted carpet the same as, say, a beautiful Persian rug you just lay on the floor? And what about a gas stove, drapes, or even the paintings on the wall? Each one is a potential legal landmine. The good news is, we don't have to guess. Property law actually gives us a really practical toolkit to figure all this out. It really just comes down to understanding two key legal ideas: chattels and fixtures.
Okay, first up, the easy one, a chattel. This is basically just your stuff. Anything you can pick up and move. Your couch, your TV, your books. That's all your stuff. It's yours, no strings attached. You can pack it up and take it with you. Simple as that.
But here's where it gets interesting. A fixture, well, it starts its life as a chattel, as your stuff. But once you attach it to the property, it can legally transform and become part of the house itself. This is the real heart of the problem. When does your stuff stop being your stuff?
So how do we draw that line? Well, the law gives us two really powerful tools to figure it out: the purpose test and the degree test. Let's break down exactly what those mean. Okay, so the purpose test basically asks why. Why was the item attached in the first place? Was it just so you could better enjoy the item itself, like hanging a painting on a hook? That probably means it's a chattel. Or was it to permanently improve the home, like installing custom built-in bookshelves? See, that's leaning heavily towards being a fixture. Next up, the degree test. This one is all about how the thing is attached. Is it just kind of resting there, held down by its own weight, like a big heavy bookcase? That's probably a chattel. But if tearing it out would cause a ton of damage to the property, well, that's almost certainly a fixture.
All right, we've got our toolkit, we understand the two tests. So let's head back to Rupert and Ruby's house and start putting these items to the test.
Okay, let's start with a pretty easy one. That beautiful Persian rug they have in the bedroom. Is it a fixture or is it a chattel? What do you think? Let's apply our tests. So the degree of attachment? Well, it's just sitting on the floor. You can roll it up and walk away without leaving a scratch. And the purpose? It's there to be enjoyed as a rug, a beautiful movable piece of art for the floor, not a permanent part of the flooring. So the verdict is in, and it's crystal clear. It's a chattel. Rupert and Ruby can roll that rug right up and take it with them. No problem at all. Okay, that was a good warm-up. Now for something a bit trickier. The in-ground spa in the backyard. I mean, this feels a whole lot more permanent, doesn't it? Let's run the tests and find out for sure.
And wow, just look at how different the answers are here. The degree of attachment? You'd need a construction crew to dig it up, it would leave a huge hole, and you'd probably destroy the spa in the process. And the purpose? Come on, nobody installs an in-ground spa unless they mean for it to be a permanent, valuable upgrade to the property.
So yeah, the verdict is obvious. It's a fixture. That spa is now legally part of the land, and it has to stay. This is a perfect example of how an item can cross that line from being your stuff to being part of the house. So we've seen the tests in action. Now, let's apply this thinking to the rest of Rupert and Ruby's items and give them the final checklist they need for moving day. And here it is, the final breakdown. Now, what's really cool is the pattern you start to see. Anything that's integrated into the home structure to improve it, like the fitted carpet, the gas stove that's all hooked up, and of course the spa and the clothesline that's cemented in, those are fixtures. They stay. But items that are more about personal style and can be easily taken down, like the Persian rug, the drapes on their rods, and the paintings on the wall, those are chattels. Rupert and Ruby can pack those right up.
So it all just boils down to one crucial question, and it's all about intention. You just have to ask yourself, was this attached to improve the house itself, or was it attached so I could better enjoy the item? That's really the heart of it all.
And that brings us to a final thought for every single homeowner out there. The next time you're about to install something new, just pause for a second and ask, am I making a permanent improvement to my home, or am I just adding another one of my chattels? Because the answer to that question could be worth thousands and thousands of dollars when it's your turn to sell. So what in your home do you see a little differently now?